Yo, Mike here from Job Ready English. Hello guys, welcome to another video in the Pass the Interview series. Today we're going to be talking about AON. Shout out to Tamira, who I think in December asked us to do a video about AON. So Tamira, this one's for you.
Because you're my special friend.
So AON is a large insurance company, large multinational insurance company, and this interview is pretty similar to Bank of America.
Same, but different, but still same.
It kind of reminds me, and if you're watching the Bank of America video on the same day, you'll notice I'm dressed in the same way with the same background, so you can guess that I'm bulk filming content. So we're seeing the same thing with AON, where we've got 5 questions, 2 minutes to read and 2 minutes to respond. Now 2 minutes to respond is pretty quick. Normally we'd see 3 minutes, so that's something to just kind of be aware of. And also this is very rat-a-tat-tat, so one after the other. 2 minutes to the read is handy because you can have some notes. Now if you're ever wondering, should I have a script, should I use a script? Actually, if you go and check out our video interview masterclass, the free one, which is in the description, there we actually have a course about that, about writing great interview scripts. But what I'd say about this is an idea that people don't really think about, which is like, have some notes, but have them so they're big, they're really easy to read, and they're just done in bullet pointed or keyword format. So say for example you really struggle to remember some facts or figures about a company, dude, just write those on a sheet and have them down by the computer, so then you're answering the video, you've got 2 minutes, you can look and go, oh yeah, they earn this much and they have this percentage of, you know, small dwarves who work at the company, whatever it is, right? So then when it comes to answering the question, again, you've got your notes, and also it's quite natural, you know, you can see I can, just like I'm talking to you now, I've got my notes in front of my laptop, so I can just glance, look back at you, and it looks fairly natural. Whereas if I'm just staring here, then you'd know, and people naturally lose this interest if they don't feel like someone's looking at the camera. It's that weird thing to do with eye contact. So first of all, highly likely questions again, why AON, why this role? Picking out those 3 to 5 key facts, going and having a look at their annual statement, their quarterly report. AON is I believe is a publicly traded company, so it's easy to find that information. Why this role? Have a look at the job description, whether you're being applying for marketing or you're applying for an actuarial position or something else, because it is an MNC. Just make sure and go and have a look at that job description. And if the job description isn't helpful, as we've talked about in other videos, sometimes graduate job descriptions are super salesy. They're really like, this is why you should work for us and this is why we're awesome. And you kind of get to the end, you think, I don't really understand what I'm meant to do. Take the job description, Google it, go and have a look at other companies, because you're going to get to understand the skills, the day-to-day and the responsibilities. So what you can also expect is maybe 2 competency questions, maybe 3, and a commercial awareness question. So let's have a look at a couple of the questions that we kind of came up against and what we thought of them. So this was interesting. What approach would you take to establishing and maintaining client and colleague relationship? Let's just throw an investment consulting role. So this is a nice one. This is about relationship building. It's a question we used to see a lot in consulting. First of all, we want a star-based answer. We want to kind of think about, you know, how do we establish relationships? Well, first of all, in a professional context, we'd find some commonality. We're really open and honest with our communication, and also we do what we say. So we've all got that friend who says, oh yeah, I'll send you it, or I'll mail it to you, or oh yeah, I forgot to bring that thing and we just know that they're unreliable. And what happens is over time is when they say that they're going to do something, they don't do it, we're not surprised, and because they're your friend, you don't moan about it, but you don't believe them. And one of the things that I found most important in terms of communicating in a professional context and building relationships is 100% I'm going to do what I tell you that I said that I would do. If I can't do it, then I won't say it, and that's kind of a different skill, which is the ability to not sort of become a yes man and promise to do something and give myself way too much to do. But what that means is if I say to you, oh, straight after this call I'm going to send you that email, I send you the email. Before I do anything else, that's the first thing I do, because otherwise I'm going to forget. Plus, it's going to kind of erode the trust a little bit. Such an interesting one. How would you make a decision on whether to improve a process in the workplace? So how do we make a decision to improve anything? Well, number one, is it working? A simple example of this is me writing shopping lists. So what I have a habit of doing, because I'm older than you guys, I'm analog, and I love a pen and paper as a writer, I would write out a shopping list. The thing is, I have a really bad memory. So what will happen is that I'll write the shopping list and then I'll leave it on the table and I'll go and do my shopping and I'm like, shoot, I forgot the shopping list, and then I kind of got back and I'm like, oh, I forgot this and I forgot this. So what do? I write it on my phone, because I know that my phone is coming with me. I basically hack my brain and I write that on my Notion. So, you know, first of all, is the process working? Secondly, how can it improve and what's the end result? My measurement for improving the shopping list example was because I'm not as efficient if I go there to the supermarket without a shopping list, because I end up buying some things I don't need and not buying the things that I do need, which is obviously more damaging.
I don't remember when we got here.
And during the week I don't really have a lot of time I can go to a local shop but I can't get to a big supermarket, so it's really quite damaging for me in terms of, you know, getting my lunch, getting my dinner. So that's my improvement in the process. What is the best way to ensure that you deliver a high quality of work? So again, this is an interesting one for me, because a lot of these questions, even though they're competency based, so we can give an example, they do have a strength or a judgment based element on this. We've talked a little bit about strength based questions in other interviews. They're, you know, much more difficult to prepare for, and also they're personal and they're really linked to sort of behaviours. So these are behavioural based questions. So what is the best way to ensure that you deliver high quality work? Well, for me, making sure I get it done in good time, double checking that work, understanding the standards that we need to get that work done to. I often think that is quite an important thing that gets missed. You know, for example, I had a call with a client today and she needs to submit an application for something which is to do with a grant. And as she's talking about this, I said, what are the requirements? And she said, I don't understand, because she wanted me to help her with this. And I said, well, what are the requirements of you getting this grant? And she was like, oh, actually, I don't know. And she sent it over and I was like, well, look, we're going to use their language. We're not going to, very often, particularly if you're impatient or rushing, you're going to go off and try and do something and you haven't clearly understood the problem, first of all. What do you enjoy about working in a changing environment, including different people and a variety of tasks? So again, another kind of strength-based question, but something particularly as a graduate you would be used to, because you meet lots of people, well, depending on when you're watching this, not if you've just spent 2020 in lockdown, but you know, for example, I'm in this office here, it's a co-working space, it's a beautiful space and I love it because I get to meet lots of different people. What do I enjoy about that? I just enjoy the variety of conversation, because I get to meet people who have really nothing to do with what I'm doing, whether they work in law or accounting or insurance and so on and so forth. But the varied conversations are super interesting to me, because I get to sort of cross-pollinate and hear about the stuff that they're doing, they hear about the things that I'm doing. Because we're not in competition with each other, and that's how we get the ability to kind of get ideas, this sort of multidisciplinary approach. And also it's just interesting because I like people, I like hearing about their lives and what they're doing, and it just makes me feel happy because I like people. So that's AON's interview. So the kind of summary for that is, you know, why AON, why this role, and 2 or 3 competency-based questions. Alternatively, a commercial awareness question, which you can go and find some industry news. Guys, hope you enjoyed this video. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel for more past interview videos, and if you would like a video just for you, just like we made this video for Tamira, then throw a comment in the description below. I do read all the comments, I try to reply to all of them, and see you on the other side. Good luck with your interview. Bye.